Hi, everybody, and welcome. I am Stephen Smith with Direct Travel and Vision Travel. I'm delighted you could join us this evening, this afternoon for some of you. I'm just going to wait a minute, let everybody log on, join, get settled. We've got some fun for you tonight. One of our great partners, Celebrity Cruises. And so we will just let everybody get logged on, and we will start in 30 seconds to a minute. I can tell you, I live in an area of North America that is not warm right now, and the picture I am looking at on that screen is making me want to be there. I am ready. I'm ready to put a whole lot behind me, including this pandemic and all the things related to it, and the cold. And so definitely looking forward to it. So I'm going to say we're going to get going. I see our numbers have leveled off a little bit of people joining. So again, I am Stephen Smith with Vision Travel and Direct Travel, and I am delighted to be here with you this evening or this afternoon, and delighted to welcome our partners at Celebrity Cruises who are joining us to share with you all about the Edge series, Living on the Edge. But before we start, I've got a couple things. The first is we have a Q&A module in Zoom, and we love questions. If you want to type in any questions you have throughout, please do so, and we will answer all those questions at the end. We'll go through them. It's better if we leave them to the end and go through them there. So please don't hesitate to ask anything. And we'll address them a little later on. The second thing is, you'll notice I'm wearing a pink shirt. So is Chris. Brenda has some pink lipstick on. I wanted to recognize today as Pink Shirt Day. This is something that started in Canada about 15 years ago, and in Nova Scotia, actually, a ninth grader was bullied for wearing a pink polo, and his classmates the next day brought 50 pink shirts for everybody to wear, to recognize that bullying is not okay in their school. And it really started a movement against bullying. And I just think it's good in today's day and age to recognize that, to talk about actually how we were talking before about how Celebrity is such an inclusive environment. There's people from all over the world on board when you sail with them. And I think that's such a great thing. And so we wanted to just recognize Anti-Bullying Day. Hopefully everybody can proceed peacefully and wear a pink shirt on the last Wednesday of February. So with that, I am going to hand it over to Brenda and Chris to talk all about Celebrity Cruises. I will be back periodically for some polls, so please, we love it when you participate. And again, don't forget to enter any questions you have in the Q&A. So with that, Brenda, Chris, over to you.
Thank you so much, Stephen. We are delighted to be here with Direct Vision, all of the wonderful guests and the travel advisors from our great partners at Direct Vision. It's really exciting for Chris and I because we really miss doing presentations, of course, in front of all you, face-to-face, but if we can't do it in person, then we're going to do it via Zoom. So we have an exciting presentation for you. Of course, that great welcome by Stephen talking about Pink Shirt Day. And as he mentioned, you know, we are such a diverse and our crew on board from so many different cultures. And I wanted to mention, when I worked on board our ship, we got to celebrate all the different cultures every single day because we had over 100 different countries being represented. And I think, you know, we just become our crew on board. That is why they are so loving and welcoming. And we get so many comments about the great service, is because our crew are just amazing. So thank you for that, Stephen. We're going to talk a little bit about our healthy return to service. We're going to go through our new ship, Celebrity Beyond, talk a little bit about some Europe itineraries, some Caribbean with our Edge series, and then how about those big promos, Chris? We've got big promos too, and then some Q&A. So let's get right into it. You know, we've been sailing for over 9 months now, and we have over 11 of our 14 ships actually in the water sailing. And right now, they're all in the Caribbean, plus we have our 2 ships over in the Galapagos Islands. So you have lots of choice to get away to those tropical waters right now. And then we have our eclipse and solstice, which are getting ready to head to Alaska for our Alaska season. And they will join the Millennium there. So we're excited about that. And the Infinity, she's sailing over from Europe, and she will be joining our Equinox sailing year-round out of, well, she'll be sailing in the Caribbean until November of this year. So lots of opportunities for you to do maybe your family reunions, taking the kids, multi-generational, if you want to stick closer to home and go to the Caribbean, or of course Europe. And then, well, we're going to talk a little bit about our Europe destinations today. Here's a little look at our fleet. In case some of you are not sure about our classes and the size of our ships, we have our Millennium series, and these are real beauties and treasures. You feel really like you're in a boutique hotel, and the guest capacity is 2,100 guests. And our crew ratio is 2 to 1. So you're going to get phenomenal service on any of our vessels. And we do both the highest ratio of space to guests out of any other new luxury cruise line out there. So it's pretty phenomenal. But we have our 4 Millennium class ships. So Millennium, Constellation, Summit, and Infinity. And our Millennium and Summit, they've been totally revolutionized. So if you're sailing on Millennium in the Caribbean or in Alaska, you'll be like on a little mini Edge series, because we've updated them with all the latest amenities and decor in the staterooms, just like the Edge series. And then Infinity and Constellation, of course, they have beautiful revitalized spaces as well. And we are waiting on the dates for when they will get their Edge series facelift, so to speak. And then we have the Solstice series, our 5 ships, which have the real grass, beautiful spaces, lots of different specialty restaurants to choose from. These, lots of glass, real true gems, and they're 2,800 guests and 122,000 gross tons. And then last but not least, we have our Edge series, and these changed the way people thought about cruising. And for people, if there's any of you out there who have never cruised before, the Edge series really attracts that type of guest, just because it's so different on board, and it's contemporary museums of art that you're walking through, from the magic carpet on the side to all the different venues. So we're going to talk about Edge series today, and especially Chris is going to feature Beyond. So we have Edge, which is our first ship. We have Apex, which came out last year, and we have Beyond coming out this April. And our 4th ship coming out in this series is called Ascent. And so she's coming out in 2023. So pretty exciting. And then at the bottom, you'll see we have our 3 ships sailing in the Galapagos Islands, from Flora, which is all suites, 100 guests, to our catamaran. If some of you want to do the Galapagos, but with your friends and family, you can charter that whole vessel. It's 16 guests, and you're in this luxury space with the captain and crew all to yourselves. And then we have Expedition, 48 guests on a ship that used to take 100 guests. So it is like being on your own very large private yacht. So that is our fleet. And our fleet have been sailing. Hi, Stephen.
Hold on, we have a poll. You keep talking about all these destinations. I think it's time that we have a poll about the next destination that all of our guests want to go to. So can we put that poll up? What destination are you planning for your next cruise? Galapagos, Caribbean, Mediterranean, Panama, Alaska, South America, or South Pacific? We should have had all of the above, I think. I think that would have been a good option, because I'd like to go to each of these places, that's for sure. My next cruise is to the Caribbean, for the record.
Oh, is it?
So
okay.
That will be great.
Yes,
Let's see what people have to
There's so
say.
many great ones there.
Yeah, looks like, oh,
Ooh,
Mediterranean. All right. Mediterranean is your top answer. And Galapagos. All right. I like that.
me
That is
too.
excellent. Excellent. All right. Thank you. We'll be back for another poll shortly. Let's hear about your healthy return to service.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. Yeah, you know, Galapagos, one of my favorite trips that I've ever taken. And I did take my twins with me. And to this day, it's their favorite trip because it's really about experiencing the animals and the wildlife. But that's for another time. Galapagos, amazing. So our healthy return to service, you know, we have this great panel of experts that have been leading us back since we came back into service back in June of last year. And we really owe it to all of their expertise for keeping our crew and all of our guests so healthy and safe during this time. And, you know, this is something that you have to be very mobile and flexible with because it does change depending on where we're sailing to, what the local government rules are, and the requirements. But we know that we've had a very, very safe back to service run with all of our ships and our crew. And we know there's been those ups and downs, but all of our protocols have been working. And so what I wanted to do is show you some of those protocols now and then bring you up to date on what's happening if you were to go on a cruise, say, this next weekend. So here's a short little video. Okay, so what I wanted to say about that video is, you know, your travel advisors at Direct and Vision, they really are your lifeline to make sure you have the latest protocols and you know exactly what you need to do to prepare for your cruise. And that way, all you need to do is sit back and relax and enjoy your cruise. And right now, you know, all of our guests 12 and over must be vaccinated in order to cruise on our ships. All of our crew are fully vaccinated. And then you must present a negative antigen test when you board in order to get on board. And you have to take those 2 days prior to, a maximum of 2 days prior to boarding. And all that information, your advisors will let you know as things change, because when we go to Europe, it might be different. Things will change in Alaska, in the Caribbean. And right now, when you come on a Caribbean sailing with us, you don't have to wear a mask anymore on board, with the exception of right now in the theater and in the casino. And that too could change. So I don't know about you, Chris, but you know, that just means that things are going really great. The ships are healthy. Everybody's feeling good. And it's really just like cruising used to be, really. You just get to go and enjoy, and you forget that there's anything else going on in the world, right?
Absolutely. And that essentially is the perfect segue to our newest member of the family, About 3 years ago, we introduced an entirely different and unique way, in fact, a unique concept in cruising, and that was our Edge class. An entirely outward-facing experience because these ships will sail you all around the world. Primarily, the Edge class will take you to the Caribbean in the winter and to beautiful places all over Europe and the Mediterranean in the summer. And what we've done is we've created such an amazing experience with Edge, we didn't know how we were going to do it again. And so what we actually did is after Edge and her sister Apex, which was actually, Apex was delivered, believe it or not, virtually to us last March. The March before last, and didn't even sail for several months until we got her back out on board. And she's been doing phenomenal, just like Edge. But what we've done actually is taken the Edge class and we've extended it by 20 meters and added this 16th deck, so one extra deck. And we've essentially gone beyond our Edge class, and that is the ship called Beyond. Beyond is actually debuting in the UK in just 6 weeks. So we're really excited about this unique experience that's coming to you. And I really love the fact that our poll said you want Caribbean and Europe, because guess where Beyond and her sister ship Ascent sails? Caribbean and the Mediterranean and Europe. But before that, I'm going to show you, this is sort of our artist rendering. If you show me the next slide, I can actually let you know that Beyond actually floated out about a week and a half ago. If you go to any of your social media outlets, you'll be able to see this beautiful ship as she came out. So really amazing. And of course, as Brenda mentioned previously as well, you see that beautiful orange column on the side and the thing hanging out the side. Looks very small, but it's actually about the size of a tennis court and a half. And that's our magic carpet, something completely unique to the ship as well. But it's dinner time where you're at, whether you're on the East Coast or it's about dinner time here where I'm at on the West Coast. So I am going to whet your appetites with an amazing video to let you know about how we've gone beyond with culinary with Celebrity Beyond. Some things need no narration, and I think that most of you can probably agree with that. But also something we're really excited that we just announced is that one of our most famous family members at Celebrity Cruises, Chef Kate, I'm sorry, Chef, I'm still in my culinary thing, esteemed Captain Kate McHugh, the only, first and currently still only female American captain, first ever, of a cruise ship. Very popular. If you follow her on social media, you'll understand, probably one of the largest followings out there as well, will be at the helm of Beyond since she just wrapped up her tour with us on Edge. So we're really excited that Captain Kate will be at the helm. So we have a celebrity essentially at the helm of our newest celebrity. Also, on the next slide, what you'll see here is that we've got a concept called the Retreat. And the Retreat is something we have on our Millennium, our Solstice, and our Edge class ships. But once again, like you've seen in the video there, the the Beyond has gone essentially beyond the Edge with our Retreat. And what this is really an experience for those that want something even finer than what we offer on board the entire ship, because it's really a great new luxury experience no matter where you're at on a Celebrity cruise ship. But if you want a ship within a ship experience, that's the Retreat. This is for those of you that want a small ship, but you don't want at 8 o'clock at night everything to close down because you have nowhere to go because you're on a small ship. But you want the service, you want that staff crew to guest ratio. You want a Daniel Boulud selection in every single one of your meals in the evening. Instead of waiting 3 months to go to Danielle in New York, you can do it every night when you're on Celebrity Cruises in the Retreat. It's essentially our suite class, and we've taken it to the next level on board Beyond. And on the next slide, got a little video to give you guys a little more flavor of the Retreat.
What I wanted to do was to create something that was very now, the textures, the fabrics. We were absolutely adamant that it shouldn't be second best. The idea for the sun deck was for us to create different areas that you could sit, wonderful cabanas, floating hanging chairs, and you want to watch the sunset, and you want to have that cocktail, and you want to stay there.
Lumine is our top-rated restaurant. In Lumine, we truly focus on local sourcing. It's all ingredient-based, so the presentations are just a little bit more elegant than you might find elsewhere. It's something truly special.
We've had massive success partnering with Daniel Boulud.
One of the aspects of our collaboration is that the restaurant Lumine, we offer every night a single menu, and it will be an opportunity to explore the cuisine of the world. So I really feel that there's something very personal from me.
And I think it's a natural fit because we have a lot of foodies who sail with us. So to give them the opportunity to try your food, I think is going to be something really special.
I am really looking forward to this experience.
This lounge is really important because it's a private area. I wanted to create something that was kind of quite eclectic. So it's got some humor in it, but it's a really calming place to be.
There you go. And so we got those beautiful suites in that Retreat. You got to see our beautiful suite Retreat deck as well. It's important to note that on Beyond, it's our very first class, even above Edge, where we actually have a 2-story Retreat. So you have your beautiful pool area, amazing spaces. You have Lumine Restaurant and the lounge. And once again, you can retreat there anytime you wish, go to your beautiful suites, or enjoy any other beautiful part of the ship. And those of you that will be on any other part of the ship are going to see some amazing accommodations as well besides the suites. And one of the signature accommodations that we actually introduced with the Edge class, and it's been phenomenally popular, most everybody wants to sail in this type of cabin, is our infinite veranda. And if you look on the left-hand side of the screen here, what you'll actually see is that instead of having to look outside of 2 glass doors at space that you might not be able to enjoy, if you get a little liquid sunshine, for example, in the Caribbean, a little bit warm or a little bit cool when you're in Europe, you can actually open those doors And that's inclusive into your cabinet. It gives you extra square foot space, and you can actually have that window go all the way down into a balcony, or you can have it come up and you have a beautiful solarium that's included in your stateroom. So amazing accommodations on board our Edge class, as well as our other beautiful ships as well. And next, there we go. And of course, on board all of our ships, once again, Millennium, Solstice, and Edge class, including Beyond, we have our Aqua class. And Aqua class is something that we introduced several years back. And as our wellness and our spa experience has essentially evolved and really gone beyond, we use that term a lot today, essentially what you're going to find is that our Aqua class is very, very popular because you get an extra amenity. It's really for those that are looking for a wellness experience all the way from their stateroom to their entire experience on board the ship itself, with new enhancements like, complimentary fitness classes. You'll get all of the special access to specific spa treatments just for our Aqua class guests. We have our beautiful Persian gardens, which is just a very nice serene area with your saunas and that sort of thing on our Solstice and our Millennium class ships. We have a full 7-room, we call it our wellness suite experience, actually our thermal suite that you get access to complimentary with Aqua class. Now we have our suite class. We've got these beautiful retreat suites, and we have Aqua class, and we wanted to know how we can combine them. And what we actually now have is an Aqua class sky suite. So those of you that want that full experience I've told you about Aqua class, which is traditionally in a standard, beautiful veranda stateroom, you actually can have a sky suite experience, everything you get access to in the retreat. However, you also get access to the special restaurant Blue, specifically just for our Aqua class guests, and all of that spa experience as well as the Aqua class experience inside a suite, taking the 2 best aspects of what we offer at Celebrity Cruises and marrying them into one beautiful retreat Aqua class experience.
You know what, Chris, that is so amazing. I mean, from the cuisine, my dinner did not look like what we just showcased. I can guarantee that. But, the Aqua class experience, I've been lucky enough to try Blue, and the food there is phenomenal, and it's gourmet, yet it's so healthy. And the other thing that I love, and I think you probably do too, Chris, is with the new Aqua class 2.0, when you're booking an Aqua class, you get all free fitness classes, which could be Peloton, F45, all the yoga, and you can even order in like fitness equipment into your room. So if you want to do cardio in your room, we send in a boxing thing with gloves and skipping ropes, or you want to do meditation, you get like the meditation kit. So for me, I love that. I don't know about you, Chris, but.
No, absolutely. It's a fantastic experience. It's something that most everybody should try.
Yeah. So thanks for all of that. So let's get right into the destinations. We've seen the ship, and I happen to be, my background is the Beyond Retreat Sun Deck area. So that's where I'm hanging out tonight. But, wherever you choose to cruise to, the Direct and Vision travel advisors will be able to find you the perfect itinerary at amazing specialty rates, which I'm going to get into. But what I really wanted to talk about tonight is Europe, because I knew it, clairvoyant, you would all be voting for Europe tonight. And we have some great destinations. Now, I've been cruising since we started up last June. I've been cruising. I did 2 cruises on the Apex back-to-back in Greece. I was on the Summit. I was on the Millennium. So I did all these cruises before Christmas, and now I'm waiting to go on my next cruise. And before the pandemic, I did Edge in her inaugural year in Europe, Chris. And then last year did Apex. So guess where my next one's going to be this year? Take a guess.
I'm assuming you're probably going to be on Europe Beyond.
Yes, you win. I'm going to be on the Beyond in Europe. I'm going to pick an itinerary. But you can see this is such a phenomenal port of call, Santorini. We have lots of itineraries that go there. But here's a look at our Europe overview. And we are so proud because we have been voted best cruise line 10 consecutive years in a row. And that's not by accident. We have more overnight, more time in port, so you can get out and explore the culture, the culinary, be with the locals, do lots of different excursions, from culinary to historical, to do your own thing, to go shopping. You can see all of the overnights, whether it's in Reykjavik or a new port, Santa Margarita, La Spezia, one of my favorite new ports to call. So we really have it all. And beyond, you know, she's sailing out of Barcelona and Rome, doing lots of great itineraries, and our other ships as well. So you can just see like all the unique places. And, you know, it's so funny. Like last year, I hate to admit it, Chris, but it was my first time being in Greece. And you see this, the famous, you know, Greek architecture and pictures. And I was like, I'm finally here, and I'm taking those pictures, you know, where everyone else is taking those photos. So let's talk Northern Europe. We do have the Celebrity Apex and Silhouette doing Northern Europe, Norwegian fjords, Iceland, Ireland, British Isles, Scandinavia, Russia. So great itineraries to choose from, historical, cultural, sustainability tours. And I wanted to give you some samples of the great package prices that Direct and Vision have for you. Now here is the Apex doing 7 nights to the Norwegian fjords, through the Norwegian fjords. And it is the land of the midnight sun. When I did this itinerary, for sure you weren't sleeping when you were on this itinerary, because it stays light, you know, 24 hours a day, which is really cool. And you can also hear people as the ship's sailing through the fjords and people are hiking. It's so quiet and peaceful, you can hear them talking. I was waiting for somebody to yodel, but it didn't happen. But with this price package here, this is a group block that Vision and Direct have access to. Look at the savings per person. 1,270 Canadian per person, $1,000 US per person. You get a $50 onboard credit, which is part of the special group block. And you get your drinks, your tips, your Wi-Fi. When is that sailing? June 19th. So if you want to be on our brand new Apex and experience the Norwegian fjords, this is a real great deal. And then the British Isles, what about, you know, Liverpool and Dublin and Belfast? And this is on my hit list. I have never cruised through this area. And look at the savings as well. Great savings, onboard credit. And this one is September 1st, 10 nights. Now, keep in mind that these group departures that I'm telling you about is combinable with our show offer, which Chris is going to go over later. And then look at this, Iceland, Ireland. What an amazing itinerary on the Apex. I don't know, I have not been to Iceland, but it's on my to-do list, to-go-to list. Everyone that goes there says it's so spectacular and has a wonderful time. And this one, because the sailing, the group blocks are full already, you can get some great rates still, and we have that onboard credit of up to $285. And there's sailings on June the 7th and June 26th. I had to mention this because this is one of those bucket list itineraries. Now let's talk about the Med. It's my favorite place in Europe. I cannot deny it, whether it's going to Portofino or Croatia or Montenegro or Italy or Greece. I love it all. We have the Constellation, so our Millennium Series ship. We have the beautiful Edge, Reflections, so Solstice class with the real grass, and then Celebrity Beyond. Sailing out of Barcelona, Rome, home porting in Rome, and Ravenna. Ravenna is our new port we home port in, which is really the gateway to Venice. So let's look at some spectacular itineraries. So this is the Greek Isles and Malta. Look at the savings on this 10-night cruise on the new ship Beyond, like June 13th and September 5th. You're going to be breaking in the ship. Well, don't break anything, but you'll get to enjoy the beautiful new ship. Look at the ports of call from Katakolon in Greece. You get to stop in Malta, historical Barcelona and Rome. You can do pre and post there a couple nights. The advisors can put that together for you. This is phenomenal. And then Italy and France. Now, I know that this is one of Chris and mine, my favorite itineraries because of the overnight in La Spezia. And from La Spezia, you get to go to Cinque Terre. You just take a ferry right next to the ship and off you go exploring. You can get to Portofino. Santa Margherita is one of the most spectacular new ports of call. It was new 2 years ago on the edge. I experienced it, and it's not touristy with a lot of ships. It's so lovely. And then you have Villefranche, Marseille, Barcelona, Rome, another phenomenal itinerary. And you have 2 days with an overnight in La Spezia, so you can head off to Pisa or Florence if you so choose. Once again, the exclusive savings, the onboard credit, perfect time of year, July 2nd, July 30th, tips, gratuities, Wi-Fi. Take a look. There's a part of Cinque Terre there. I don't know if that's Reggiano, and then Barcelona, just beautiful ports of call. So that is beyond. Might have to put that on my summer list there, Chris. And then it's hard to decide, but this is probably the ultimate. Take a look at this. This itinerary, the savings are phenomenal. $2,100 Canadian, $1,700 USD, the onboard credit plus our promotion, sailing round trip from Rome. You're going to Naples, you're going to Chiana in Greece, you're going to Santorini, to Mykonos, to Athens. You're going to Turkey, Kushadashi, where you get to see the amazing ruins there of Ephesus. Fantastic shopping there. Going into Istanbul, where you're there for 2 days for overnight. Great shopping once again. Culturally, you can have dinner at a restaurant overlooking the Bosphorus with different music and food. It's bringing back memories. Love that. And of course, Rhodes, another highlight in Greece. So this is on board the Edge, the first of our Edge series. I love this itinerary. It's going to be a hard choice, Chris. I might have to go to the Edge, but do I do Beyond? I don't know. It's just tough. So I'm going to leave it to you now to take us beyond in the Caribbean.
That's right. As I mentioned, all of our Edge class ships sail Europe during one part of the year. And then when it's not the summer, they're actually sailing the Caribbean. And so we've got a ton of different Caribbean itineraries. Most of them come out of Fort Lauderdale. We have a beautiful, beautiful terminal. In fact, even a beautiful terminal that's got its own specific area for our retreat guests. We talked about how special that is. But really, when it comes to people thinking about getting back out there, it's been 18 months. We are back. Cruising is back. We've actually, like Brenda said, been cruising for the last 9 months. People might not even be aware of that. And it's been a very, very safe and wonderful journey. And so obviously what people might want to do, if they're not doing Europe, we definitely want to get out there and get that warm Caribbean sun. So we've got some great itineraries. I've only got a couple of slides we're going to focus on, but I do want to let you know some highlights we have for 22 and 23. Once again, I mentioned we have Fort Lauderdale, beautiful, beautiful port there. Apex, Edge. Also our other ships, Reflection, Silhouette, and Equinox, will all sail out of there as well. And we did mention that beautiful ship in our Millennium class, that's the Infinity. We actually moved that so it will sail all through the summer as well in the Caribbean through 2022, actually to the end of November. Tampa, we actually have our Constellation sailing out of Tampa, and we still have a ship, beautiful Millennium style Summit, sailing out of Miami. San Juan is also one of our main embarkation ports. You can sail the Millennium from January 23 to March 23. We have some California coastals, which aren't Caribbean. There's really a great way to see beautiful. I live here in California, so see my part of the world and go all the way down to one of my favorite places in the Mexican Riviera. And it's important to note in a lot of these places, just like in Europe, we have overnights. So you go to Aruba overnight, you go to Miami overnight, you get a chance to spend a little more time. Here's one of our itineraries. It's Puerto Rico, Tortola, and one of my favorite islands, St. Martin. This is on Celebrity Beyond. So if you want to get out for that 7-night vacation, this is the way to do it. We have exclusive savings on this particular itinerary of $960 Canadian or $789 US. And it's important to note when Brenda mentions that we have group space or group inventory with direct travel and vision travel, what that essentially means is that when we put these itineraries out, they actually take space. And as we have to raise prices because we're happy that people are going back to cruising, we honor that rate for them. We only do it for special partners. So it's not just you're in a group. It's not anything specific to that. We might only mention one sailing because obviously we only have so many time to present today, but you have this kind of savings on board everything. So you have this great new luxury experience. We have a great value as well. And the great value as well is that it's drinks, tips, and Wi-Fi with all celebrity cruises are always included. And that includes in Alaska. Oops, there we go. And that includes in Alaska. Because we talked about some sun, we're going to talk about a different kind of sun. One of the most popular places in the world, especially for cruising, because it's really opened it up. And we actually have 3 ships that sail to Alaska. They're all, 2 Solstice class and 1 of our Millennium class. In fact, the revolutionized Millennium. And they have home ports in Vancouver. That's right. We sail right out of Vancouver for all of you Canadians. You don't even have to switch your passport out there. Seattle, and also we'll do our cruise tours out of Seward. We sail from May through September, and I do want to let you know Alaska's really heating up. It's something that was, please excuse the pun, a little cold, but right now, if you want to get your Alaska space, get it now. I don't want to sound like a salesman, but I'm going to tell you straight up, Alaska's going to fill up quick because people are back and they're sailing Alaska. I did mention that the Millennium sails out of Seward, and it does a lot of our cruise tours. And if you'd like to do a cruise tour where you actually see the interior of Alaska, we have a ton of different choices. Tomorrow night, actually, at 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific, we actually have a special cruise tour presentation. It's our Alaska Wild Wonders show, and it's an amazing deep dive into this experience that is unlike anything else. Even if you only done an Alaska cruise, see the interior, marry it with a cruise, railroads, beautiful little towns, whitewater rafting, whales, bears, everything you expect to see in Alaska. And you can contact your direct travel or your Vision Travel travel partner in regard to information on this, or the information is here as well.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, sorry. And we have a show offer of $300 credit per stateroom as well as that. I'm sorry, I just saw that in green there. It kind of jumped out at me.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing offer. And, I love Alaska because it's so serene and because of the wildlife, but I also go just to eat. I am a huge fan of Alaska king crab, the halibut, the Dungeness crab, the salmon bakes. And I've seen a lot of whale watching tours, Chris, but the best whale watching I've ever seen was on tours out of Juneau with bubble netting. And join us for the Alaska Wild Wonders show. It's a virtual video presentation, and great dialogue. And even if you're interested in just an Alaska cruise, you're going to see a lot of great footage, and you're really going to want to be there. So you probably want to do Alaska and the Med this year. All right, so as Chris was mentioning, our pricing, when we came back into service last year, we decided our guests and new luxury is all about it being always included. No nickel and diming, right, Stephen?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm interrupting you for a second, Brenda. I think we need a poll here. We just heard about food, destinations, accommodations, activities, all kinds of things. So I think we need a poll to see what's most important to everybody here. So if we can put that up, what's the most important part of your vacation, cruise vacation experience? The food, the destinations, the accommodations, the entertainment and activities. And again, I think we probably should have had an all of the above, though we kind of want to know what's the most important. But I know for me, it's sort of a tie between the food and the destinations. I love the great food, and there's all kinds of things I just wouldn't cook for myself, or my wife and I wouldn't cook at home. That we get to enjoy, and of course all the destinations are amazing that we get to go. And Brenda, I was staying silent. I was having a hard time with it. I think you got a really hard decision ahead of you, what to do this summer. Do you go beyond? Do you go to on the edge? Which do you do? That 12-night sort of Eastern Med in Europe was that itinerary looked phenomenal. Very, and I also, you've got that Iceland itinerary you're talking about, the British Isles itinerary. Like I'm in the same boat as you, like, and no pun intended, haha. I don't know.
It's a ship.
I don't know which one I would do. I know it's a ship, but I don't know which one I would do first. It's tough. Okay, so let's see if we have. I see the poll is still up. Can we get the results? Here we go. And looks like the destinations win. That's that's great, because really when you're talking about cruising, it's that great opportunity to unpack once and see so many different ports or countries. So that probably is the top most appealing aspect of cruising. We've got very, very smart clients with us this evening, obviously. Okay, so let's hear about Always Included, and I will join. I want to remind everybody, if you've got any questions, please add them to the Q&A, and I'll be back shortly to go through them.
Thanks. Okay, well, that's music to our ears with the destinations, and of course, just you want to relax and not worry about a thing. We take care of all the customs and go. You just need to get up in the morning and get off the ship and enjoy and explore. And that's why I love the Europe itineraries are going real foreign everywhere. So I don't know. I think I got to do beyond this summer. So back to Always Included. We want you to pay for everything up front, and that's why we have Always Included. So when you're booking with us, it's always included. You get your drink package included, the classic beverage package, you get your tips, and you get your Wi-Fi included. But we know that some people want just that little extra. And so we do have these other packages which are really well worth it. So Always Included is our general package. This is what we sell, but you can book the Elevate package. So maybe you're booking Aqua Class and you want to have the Elevate in Aqua Class. You can do that. And the difference between class or the Always Included and Elevate is you do get the premium drink package. So that's for those of you that like a little bit more of the fancier or higher end drinks. The premium beverage package is great for you. It includes the tips and it includes the Wi-Fi serve, and it also includes an onboard credit. Now, it's only $39 Canadian per person per day, or $30 USD per person per day to upgrade to Elevate. And as you can see with that onboard credit, that will help you in covering that increase in price. Well worth it. And you know how Chris was talking about the indulge or the retreat experience? Well, our retreat guests get the indulge package, and it has the premium beverage package, Wi-Fi stream, which means you can do all your social media posts and game and watch Netflix. You won't have time for Netflix, but I'm just saying. And you get double the onboard credit. And that's an additional cost if you want to upgrade. Say you're in a Aqua Class stateroom and you want the indulge package for the additional onboard credit and the Wi-Fi stream, then you pay an additional $78 Canadian or 69 USD per person per day. So talk to your travel advisors about this. They will explain the difference and do the pricing for you. It's well worth it, but just know that when you do have those onboard credits, you can use them for specialty dining, for shore excursions, for shopping on board, anything you like. So that's our Always Included pricing. So now it's time for Chris to talk about the show offer.
That's right. So I want to thank all of you for attending this evening. And as a special thank you to you, we've actually got a special offer specifically for this show. And essentially, as Brenda mentioned, for direct travel and vision travel, of course, for all of our guests, everything's included. We have those 3 big perks. But you can also receive up to $285 US onboard credit per stateroom, plus up to $3,000 US dollars or 3,900 Canadian per stateroom savings. Once again, we talked about those with those special rates that we have through direct travel and vision travel. And we have a booking window that's February 23rd to February 28th. New bookings only, and that's for 3 nights or longer. You can talk to your director vision travel partner about that. But this is an amazing offer that we have for you, specifically for attending our show.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Good to the end of the month.
Yes, and remember, this is combinable with those group blocks. So that's what's so amazing. And there are hundreds of different itineraries with savings, repositionings. There's some savings up to $4,000 per person on some of the repositioning. So it's very important. We know you love your destinations. Check out where you want to go. Talk to your direct Travel or your Vision Travel advisor, and they are going to help you put together the best cruise experience ever. So, Chris, what about, people that are a little bit nervous to maybe book for Europe this summer, or they just don't know?
Sure. Yeah, this is really just a wrap up of the entire presentation here. See, it's a little, I'm looking at 2 slides right now. We look at, there we go. Now I can present with confidence, and I'm going to present with confidence an amazing program that you can actually cruise with confidence. Besides the fact that statistically, cruising has actually turned out to be, and especially with Celebrity Cruises, one of your safest ways to journey. And as Stephen and Brenda were saying, we actually now have a lot of choices. It's opening back up again. So it's when your biggest concern, and you don't have confidence about knowing exactly where you're going to go because you have so many choices, you can't have confidence cruising with Celebrity because of the fact that when you book with us through the end of March, so you guys actually have through the end of March, and you actually can cancel your cruise in case anything comes up to 48 hours prior, to 2 days prior to your cruise, and we'll give you 100% future cruise credit, meaning you can use that again for an entire cruise. That's 100% of the money that you paid. You don't lose that money if there's anything that comes up out of your control. You can change your price, you can change your promotion. Go ahead, Brenda.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and the nice thing is it covers all of our sailings up until September 30th of this year. So Alaska, Europe, Caribbean.
Absolutely, absolutely. And another thing it covers is that if your price or the offers change at any point in your favor up to 48 hours prior, we'll honor that for you. You just contact your travel professional at Vision or Direct, and they'll make that adjustment for you. So you have complete confidence that no matter when you book, whether you have to cancel for something outside of your control, or we have a better offer out there for you, we're going to actually honor it for you up to 48 hours prior. And let's say something happens before your cruise and you get COVID, it's actually going down quite dramatically, which we're very excited about. We'll give you a full refund. No questions asked, everything covered. We'll give you a full refund if you get a test at the pier that comes back positive for anything outside of your control. During your cruise, if by chance it were to happen, we'll give you 100% refund of your cruise fare up to 100%. Medical coverage on board, incremental land-based location for you to recover afterward, and in certain cases, we'll even assist you with your private flights home. And once again, that's applicable to any cruise that you guys book through the end of March.
So there's no reason to stay at home. And, I know it's kind of, it's a little nerve-wracking, to get away for your first time. But once you go away, once you realize, what was I waiting for? And especially in Canada now with, the antigen test, we only need an antigen test to come back into the country. And we provide that testing at the pier for our guests for a nominal charge. And so and there's no quarantine coming back. So it really is, it's a great time to book travel. You have this team of amazing advisors who know our brand and our product, and they're up to date on everything, and they can help you design that perfect getaway for you and your family to celebrate, special occasions and just to, kind of rejuvenate and restart. So I think we're ready for Q&A there, Stephen.
Perfect. Thank you. And I would agree. Now I'm going to ask for the Q&A. I'm going to ask you to go back 2 slides. Okay. If you can. I think it's to the show offer. We've got a question here, and actually maybe 1 slide to start. The question is, and normally I know the answer to this, but you made me question if I know the answer to this, because sorry, ahead 1 slide to the yeah, there we go. Oh, so somebody's asking if I already have a Beyond cruise booked, which is great, glad to hear it. Can I get the additions offered on this live additional offer on this live session? And normally we say no, it's for new bookings only, but you do have something here that says this does say new bookings only, but on your next slide you say if there's a better offer available. So do you want to explain how that works? Does it apply here or not?
Yeah. So the better offer really is the base cruise price. So say somebody booked last year with a promotion and we come out, like we have our wave offer right now that's a savings per stateroom, and that's a celebrity promotion. So that savings part, we would adjust the price. But the onboard credit, this is an exclusive show offer just for participating tonight. So you would not get that full onboard credit, but because you are booking with Direct and Vision, there are some other onboard credit offers that you actually might be able to take advantage of. So that's why we'd like you to check with your travel advisor, and you look at your booking and see what does apply.
Okay,
Good
thank you for the
question.
explanation. That does make sense. And I think the number one thing is, talk to your travel advisor. They'll talk to Brenda or Chris to get any clarifications. And of course, we're always looking to provide the best value for you possible. Everybody involved, because we want you to have the best experience, for the best value. So thank you for that question. Another question regarding the offer: why is Galapagos excluded? We did see, I don't know what percentage, but a decent percentage of people have Galapagos as their next destination. So Chris, I think you were about to answer that one.
Yeah, and the reason it's excluded is because the Galapagos product really is an all-included product. So essentially, we don't have the ability to spend onboard credit on board a Galapagos ship simply based on the fact that all of your tours, all of your meals, your drinks, everything is included specifically. It's a really included tour and cruise. So all of these benefits that you'd receive on any of our other ships wouldn't have any value on board. And that's the reason Galapagos is always excluded, because Galapagos is already always included.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. We've got somebody here saying, hubby would like to know if you can do ship tours of mechanical areas of the ships, not just the kitchen and food, but I guess the engine room or somewhere. Is it possible to organize those ship tours?
Okay. I was going to let Chris take that one.
I can take it if you wish. Sure. Essentially, we traditionally have offered an all-access ship tour that will take you sometimes even up to the bridge and to a lot of places like that. Like, obviously the number one concern for us is the safety of our guests. So you would probably have certain limitations in regard to that. But yeah, they will bring you to a few more behind the scenes places. However, it is important to also note that we're in sort of a new world now. So these tours that go a little bit farther behind the scenes may take you into the galleys and such. We might limit guest access to those in the near future, simply based on keeping you as safe as possible. However, I can see that coming back over time. So it would really just depend on, once you've actually booked your cruise with Celebrity Cruises, you can actually go into your cruise planner and see what's available for these onboard excursions, because they really are just onboard excursions. Or you can talk to your Direct and Vision travel advisor. They'd let you know what's available as well.
Perfect. That's one of my favorite parts too, is sort of going behind the scenes and seeing how things work. I think it's fascinating. It's very impressive, to be honest, how it's like a small city running on a ship, and everything has to be a certain way to make it work properly. So great question, and thank you. Here's a good question. We have classic Wi-Fi, and they want to upgrade to premium Wi-Fi. I'm going to say, they say, can we do it online? I don't know the answer. I'm going to let Brenda or Chris answer that, but I know you can talk to your travel advisor, and they'll help you facilitate that. But can they do it online? Can they go and adjust their booking and add that to their booking?
Yeah, with the what? Oh, go ahead.
You go, Brenda.
No, go ahead, Brenda.
So with the Wi-Fi, and that's a really, I'd say, well, maybe you want to upgrade to the Indulge package to get the Wi-Fi stream, but you can upgrade your package on board, especially if you're a Captain's Club member. Then you get a discount when you upgrade your Wi-Fi on board. So I'd say wait until then to adjust. You'd have to adjust that on board.
Okay, perfect. With the stateroom savings of up to 3,900 Canadian, Would we notice price differences if we looked 2 days ago as compared to now, or would that lower price already have been reflected earlier this week? Before you guys answer that, I am going to suggest that anytime you're dealing with any pricing or promotions, the best thing to do is talk to your travel advisor, because they are going to sort through everything for you. They're going to let you know what the best scenario is for you, what the best value is for you, and set you up with that. So I don't know if Chris or Brenda wants to answer this specifically, but that's my answer to it, is talk to your travel advisor. That's what they do. That's what they know.
Yeah, this particular promotion, Stephen, is based on, the savings is based on the category you book and the length of the sailing. So the higher the category, so if you're booking retreat, our suite class, and you're booking a 14-day cruise, that's where you're going to maximize the savings. But you're absolutely right. Whatever itinerary or destination you're interested in, talk to your direct or vision travel advisor, because they're going to search out, they're going to see, is there a group block on there? Where can we maximize? And they have that knowledge and they do it all the time.
Yeah, great. Okay, well, that is the last of our questions. Thank you very much. And we're at the top of the hour, just actually past the top of the hour. So I want to thank you, Chris and Brenda, for sharing all of this with us. We really appreciate it, as always. And thanks to everybody who joined us this evening. We also really appreciate you joining us and taking the time out of your day. We do have, before you go, a giveaway of 250 onboard credit. It will be attached to your booking that is made between February 24th and March 3rd. So you got to make that booking to get this. But we have drawn a winner, and the winner is Lynn Scott. Congratulations, Lynn. We're very excited for you. Talk to your travel advisor. We will make sure they're aware that you have won this, and you can add that to a booking. We will add that to your booking that you make between, I guess, tomorrow and about a week from now. So thank you very much. Congratulations. And I hope everybody stays safe and has a great rest of your evening. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, everyone. Bon voyage.